Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast, 4th of July edition.
Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Makes you want to dump some tea in a harbor, doesn't it?
And shoot great big balls at people and shit.
Yeah.
Which, they're going to do, everybody will be doing that tonight. So they'll be shooting big balls up in the air.
I'll dump a Twisted Tea in the river when I go to Hamilton.
I don't have a lake where I'm going, or a river.
Fuck it, I'll just go dump a Twisted Tea in your pool.
No, not in my pool. That has happened before. It just hasn't happened this year. A little bit of unexpectedness on your end. Saturday, my son got to play in his first golf tournament with me. First time he ever got to play golf. And I didn't really know what was going on, and there was a little derby over in Huntsville. Didn't really know who was going. I hadn't heard a bunch of talk about it, and I get a Snapchat. It's got a car on a trailer. It's like, what the fuck is he doing? Then the next thing I know, I get a Snapchat of the stick still up. We had personally conversed that you were not going to sign up for anything big until you can start, having that better luck and better runs, in your opinion, at the local stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be a sumbitch, he didn't win it.
Well, a little bit of that is on the car count. Because nobody showed up.
Correct.
There was fucking 3 cars in my class.
Yeah. Hold on. When you took the check to the bank yesterday, did they ask how many cars were there?
No. They just asked how I wanted the bills back.
There we go. That's all that matters.
Honestly, for a 3-car derby, it lasted about 20 minutes. You don't think about that whenever you're, promoting or even going to derbies. It's a hell of a lot harder to do that whenever there's nobody on the track.
Well, how many times have gone to these shows, and even the big shows, once it gets down to 3 or 5 cars, the pace slows down, but your area of mistakes is more brought to light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you fuck up and you feed somebody a wheel not even thinking about it, you're not worried about 15 other dudes, you're worried about them too.
Yeah.
So you can get yourself between a rock and a hard dick real fast.
Yeah. Well, and there's really not much to talk about it. I mean, one guy lost steering, and I did what you do. His shit was harder than mine, so I stayed the fuck away from him and didn't let him get to touch me. I mean,
correct.
That's how that shit works. The other guy, me and him battled around on the track for a while, and finally got him over in the corner, and he couldn't get restarted.
Yep.
And I fucking backed up a little bit and waited. There it was.
I think we've talked so much. Everybody and their dog wants to have a derby. Everybody and their dog thinks they can pull 60, 70, 80 cars.
Well, that's what I'm telling you, and I'm not doing this to sound fucking arrogant. I'm not at all. Everybody was on my dick whenever we were putting on derbies. Well, fuck, everybody can do this shit. I'll just fucking do it.
Okay. Go do it.
It's not fucking easy.
It's not.
I don't think these dudes realize that, like, whenever you do that shit, it's not the week before that makes these shows happen. It's 6 months before.
Mm-hmm. It's multiple people promoting it via Facebook, via Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, word of mouth.
The fucking radio. Shit, I was popping out of seedy, dark alleys and shit, being like, Psst, hey, we got a derby next weekend. Psst, hey, October, we got a show.
That's why you guys kept going to strip clubs.
Yes, 100%.
Son of a bitch. Word of mouth. And, we have said we don't want to see anybody fail, but maybe it's reality check to some of these guys. And when they're telling fair boards or
because
county...
I'll tell you straight the fuck up. That dude that put on Huntsville told me after I put on a show... Where were we? Were we in Paris?
Were we in Paris or Salisbury?
Somewhere over there. I don't know. He was mouthing me. And he's like, well, I'll put one on myself. Well, I think he's put 3 on now.
2 last year and 1 this year.
And I don't know that he's broke 35 cars.
Correct.
And first, and you know just as well as I do, I mean, fuck, I was over there, the tech was non-existent. And I told them that. They walked around my car and was like, yeah, I put a stick on it.
We've also talked about that. If you have a small amount of cars, you don't want to take a chance of loading somebody.
Well, I 100% know one of the cars that come up there had 14-inch bumper brackets on it. They told him to cut it, and he was like, no, I'll just load my car.
Oh, never mind. I guarantee that's what was said. Oh, no, they ain't going to worry about that. That'll be fine. So, that's the thing. It's one of them I told you so's, but you don't want to see them fail.
Right. Well, you don't want the sport to die. And then it all comes back to that fucking devilish word that nobody can swallow their pride over. Rules.
Yep, rules. Rules.
Which the Huntsville rules were copy and pasted from Filthy Promotions page. But they don't know them.
Correct.
So then it comes back to that other dangerous word. Tech.
We've said it so many times. Tech will make a show or break a show.
You're fucking right. I had a badass tech. And there was a few times people were doubting them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, like, hey, but here's that token. When you got 100 cars, you've got 110 cars. You're trying to get everybody through in 4 hours. These dudes aren't doing this shit with 40 cars.
Yeah.
In 6 hours. With a lift.
Still missing shit.
Still missing shit. And dudes don't sit here and think that we're dogging on anybody.
No.
Because we're not.
I'm bringing some shit to light that needed to be brought to light.
Yep.
And that's exactly what it is. Because, I mean, I'll say it again. I hope everybody has a good derby. I do. Want them to.
I want to watch a good derby. I want
them to learn from their fucking mistakes, too.
Correct.
Because what do they say? It's insanity whenever you do the same thing over and over.
Expect different results.
Outcome.
Yeah. So we will jump up into that, but Huntsville had
Mopar Winter Circle.
Mopar Winter Circle cashed a check. It's got one more left in it.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna let somebody else drive it.
I'm gonna be there to announce that one.
Yeah, I may come sit with you.
I'm fine.
Give me another mic. I'll help you.
They have probably one of the best sound guys around to do that, so I don't think that would be a real hard task.
I will have to jump out though because I think I'm gonna ride in the hobo class.
Ugh. JS Promotions had stock, compacts,
Welds,
and gut and goes.
Yep.
I think they had around 6 compacts.
Yep.
Son of a bitch. Again.
Josh Gordon was trying to make it where he didn't win.
But Mr. Josh hadn't got to Derby since he got hurt last year, right? So, you heard the rumors that, he's selling out, he's selling everything. And
Oh, he come out with a nasty little Lumina.
See, he's gotten smart again. I think, has he sold maybe all those Mustangs?
I think they're gone.
Okay. So he gets in Lumina. He is in actual... Josh is the meat of a Tyler sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Verdon run third. Josh Gordon run second. And Tyler Pickens won it. So he was Tylered on both sides.
Yeah, but... They all got stuck again because after the stock cars ran, they went out there and put a bunch of fucking water on the track, made it way too fucking muddy. And Verdon was stuck in the mud. And Gordon and Pickens were battling out up there on the dry spot. And it looked like, I talked to Gordon afterwards, and he had a couple spark plug wires fall off. It sounded like complete horse shit. Pickens never missed a fucking beat.
Tyler's got, in the last couple years, without a doubt, Tyler has got his fucking game figured out.
Mm-hmm.
He's got good motors, good equipment, and I know it's just everybody's like, well, it's just compacts. Fuck them, they're all just junk. There's a level, though, so, and the first couple years, first year or two, Tyler come out, and hell, you never know which Tyler you were going to get. You might get one that never misses a beat, goes wide open, gets a mad dog, doesn't give a shit about cashing a check, and then the next time he comes out, it runs for about 3 minutes, and it's falling on its face doing compact shit. You know what I'm saying? That stuttering, just in limp mode, and I haven't heard of shit going limp mode for the last year and a half or so. So, he has worked all the kinks out of his program. And I believe his dad, Ronnie's the same way. Even Cody, Cody Bedsworth was doing the same stuff. You get out and Cody might run wide open for 15 minutes and be all kosher. And the next night he'd come out and it'd be in limp mode as well. But that whole crew over there has got their shit figured out without a doubt, and they are putting on good shows for compacts.
Oh yeah. And I know that that's all. I mean, that's what it takes. You're not going to start out with perfect. I mean, nothing's going to start out perfect.
No.
And time in this game means a shitload.
Yep.
So you want to go to Gut and Go?
Would they have roughly?
Well, there was like 6 compact. And there was 3, so 9.
Roughly a dozen.
10 of them.
10 or 12.
No, 8 or 10, something like that. I think that's 16 cars total.
16 cars.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
And that's all he could say is, yeah.
But, Lil Pop pulled out the dub.
Little Pop in the van. It looks like, I think maybe first and second were vans. Stephen Lawrence pulled out the second.
Yep.
Devlin Knaus, third.
And Baby Pop.
Baby Pop with the dub.
Yeah, we were up there getting our trophies and shit, and she's like, we're first place twins. I was like, mine, not quite as honorable. I was like, but I'll take it. A win's a win.
So,
first dude to snap me was Cody Meyer, and he said, bank don't care.
That's right. That is 100% correct.
And that's what I mean. I've talked to a lot of people, and they were like, yeah, fuck it. Win's a win. They said the ones that are bitching are the ones that didn't show up, and you can't win if you don't show up.
Correct. Yeah, your shit's loaded in the garage. You ain't cashing nothing. Period.
I got about 3 of those Snapchats that said you can't win if you don't show up.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, I had zero intentions on running that show until Friday night, and I hadn't touched my car since Madison. We pulled it in. I just cannot get over that little stock 350. That fucking thing will not quit.
They're tried and true, dude.
I went out there and run that motherfucker the whole heat and never once had to restart it. Both them other guys, I'd stop. You'd hear them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can hear them on the video. And then you hear starters, doing crazy shit and everything like that. And
the mine's sitting over there. You can't even hear it running.
just purring it. Which they don't,
But with those 529 gears, it'll go when it needs to.
Correct. Yeah. Once you put your foot on it, that changes the game a little bit.
Yep, I think a little bit of. I'm going to put a decent set of heads on it and a small camshaft, and I'd say that'll be about as far as I go with that big build.
Yep. Just listening to watching the video the other day, if all these guys who want these big ass killer motors, whether it's a 355, 358, 377, 383, 388, however you want to do it, if they'll spend a little bit of extra money and buy a good carburetor, their shit runs better.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
And I had 2 or 3 people after the Derby go, hey, what kind of carburetor you got on that? 600 Edelbrock.
Yep.
Just a 600 Edelbrock with a little Torque 2 intake on it.
Yep. That's just... It kills me. You'll sit there and they'll burn starters up because their shit dies so much. But they got some narrowed SS wheels up on the front and shit,
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather spend $1,000 for that than $1,000 on a good carburetor. But
that's between them and their Jesus.
That's right. Them and their maker.
Well, what's shitty about it is, like, one of the cars that was there with me, we know he's got shit that runs really good.
Yeah.
And will stay running and doesn't do that shit.
Yep. Who has no problem throwing whatever is needed
And an LS motor.
to make it right.
Yeah.
Gives 2 shits.
Yeah. Well, whenever we got back to the shop that night, he was like, this fucking piece of shit. He's like, it's going somewhere.
It's probably going for sale, if I'm going to guess. But
he'll fix it before he does that.
But congrats on that first one, on that big trophy.
Thank you.
That one's off the list. Now it's to finish that thing and
nope, fuck it, I'm gonna retire.
retire on the top. Good to stamp that one.
Yeah.
Congrats to you and congrats to Tyler and Little Pop. 3 winners from Huntsville. We have Lucky Sevens has got, I think, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of shit going on.
I think there's maybe a bump and run and something this Thursday, and then
this weekend, right?
Figure
Or is it
8.
next weekend.
Eldon is
This weekend.
yes, Miller County Fair.
Yeah.
I think they got something going on Thursday with a bump and run, and
they do have headsets.
they do have headsets. Friday, I think, is their Figure 8, and then I think Saturday is their regular Derby. So if anybody wants to go to a show this weekend, they've got you covered.
Yep.
Then we've got Showbina.
Mm-hmm.
In just about 2 weeks.
Well, Lewistown.
Lewistown is the 14th. It is Friday night. They're running gut and goes, compacts, stock cars, and street stocks.
Yeah. And they have like 40 entries already paid for it.
Yes.
So if you are one of the first 40 people that shows up, you get in free 99.
Free 99. Then he's going to turn around and come Showbina on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
They're going to have their gut and goes compacts and stock cars.
Yep. Which will be there supporting that shit. So.
One thing that I do want to talk about, Junior, we have talked on here before. We've had Junior on here with us. Junior has taken a step, which we have talked about, that he wants to make sure he keeps derbies moving in the correct direction.
Fucking right. He's not doing this to get rich.
No. He works enough, sawmill stuff, and married with, I think, a baby on the way and all kinds of stuff, so he's not doing this just for weekend relaxation. He has implemented some correct people in the correct places.
Yeah.
If you are talking about new style Fords, which are very predominant around our area, you're putting some dudes with a lot of knowledge of new style Fords to tech said new style Fords. Yeah. These guys haven't been...
I just don't want them to get discouraged, this being their first show altogether. Because you're going to have some hiccups.
Oh, you're going to have hiccups. You're going to have pissed off people. But you always try to tell them, guys...
Fuck them people.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you've got to keep your feelings in check. You got to keep your emotions in check. And I think those...
Words hurt, don't you know?
Oh, fuck them words.
Don't hurt near as bad as this fucking right.
Right across some chops. But he, Junior is implementing Dalen and Cody Brown.
Yep.
As techs. I'd actually talked to Dalen last year. We were going to be short a tech or two, and if he could have got off work, he was going to come and try it. And we were kind of worried about the experience side, but in that same token, he did say, "Man, I can't get any experience if I don't do it."
Right. Well, and that's just like employers wanting 15 years of experience.
Not everybody's going to get it, but you got to get your fucking experience somehow.
Get your foot in the door. And
yeah.
Like I said, if they're willing to play the game, they'll be good anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, the level of... You've got to be a dick, but not...
You have to be a nice asshole.
Yeah. Most of the time.
Most of the time. But dudes, I mean, we've seen it. We've had derbies and shows that nobody got cross.
No.
On either side.
And honestly, the longer we went doing it, the better all the drivers and shit were getting.
Oh, yeah.
Because they knew how we were going to tech. Mm-hmm. They knew how we were going to officiate. They knew what to expect whenever they showed up to our stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I've tried to tell Junior. Like, your first 2-3 shows might be a fucking mess.
You might just want to turn around and just say, "Kick me in the dick."
Yeah. And
just get it over with.
But it does get better.
But that's what I like. I like that, kind of going out on a limb.
Junior's got the mentality to make it work.
Yes. He is very level-headed.
Yeah, I mean, even whenever you run a car into the side of his truck after a derby.
Correct. They just dump it right off the trailer. Wasn't even really cross about it.
He said, "I just want to go home."
That's all he said. "I just want to go home, man." So you got guys stepping in to try to make this sport better and keep it moving forward, and they're implementing the correct people. Now, with that being said, you were at Madison. You went through tech at Madison. What are you drinking, fucker?
Mike's Harder.
Mike's Harder.
Lemonade.
So does the regular hard-on not get you, so you got to double the stiffness?
I need it harder. About to pour a little gin in it.
Oh, that'll make it harder.
A little Tom Collins action.
Whew. You were at Madison. You went through tech. A lot of guys went through tech.
Everything went through tech.
Everything went through tech.
Everything got through tech.
everything got through tech. So they have reeled it in, changed some rules.
It'll still take 2 shows to get it all under control.
It will. But now you're starting to implement a little bit of what Junior did.
Yep.
He listens. I know he listens. He just won't get on.
Right.
Danny Hobbs and Tyler Verdon,
Uh-huh.
who have been with him for the last several shows. I think they did both last year.
Right, but wouldn't give them any authority.
Correct. Paul Smith has been there the last couple years as well. They brought Gary Robinson on board. OG Rob. To be that eye. To be that, what are you looking for? These guys sit down. They rewrote a lot of the rules. They have a set date for their next show of September 23rd. That's going to be, we'll see. We hope everything progresses the way it should. We hope everybody takes this and runs with it. But, we have said what they let in last year, and then you get some guys that come this year and are expecting to just get it on through. That wasn't quite the case. So, there were some people drilling holes in places, and some people cutting X's and plates and cutting plates off, and it just kind of depended on how you went, where you were at in the order of the tech line, I guess you would say. Mm-hmm. Whether if you're one of the first, one of the middle, or one of the last. So they pulled back, rewrote some stuff. The stuff is all over Madison Area Business Association page. I know all these guys have shared the rules that are out. Like on the gut and goes, they're giving them almost a hobo style.
Right.
A little bit. I think you put a couple pieces of all thread in it, and I think you can run a shifter and that type of deal. Stock is, they call it hot stock.
Yeah.
Now.
They're giving them a bumper bracket. And a little bit of
giving a little bit of there, a little bit of there, a little bit of here, but nothing's going to be too crazy. Something that we have talked about a lot is they cannot tie in that transmission to that cross member anywhere. They can't even have the chain around it. Trying to...
Which I don't...
We've talked. If you want to take that chance...
Let them do it.
Of breaking that bitch off, because that's what's going to happen when something gives. It's on...
Well, my deal is, what if I show up with an all-steel 4-speed bolted to the cross member? The way it's supposed to be bolted.
Factory. With a factory cross member.
They're going to make me cut it loose? Because I'm going to fight them.
We're fighting, fuckers.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That's stock.
Yeah.
But, in that same token, I've never seen a 400 turbo sitting in a Crown Vic either. Stock.
Right.
So that's not gray area. That's just interpretation of the rule.
Yeah, but if you're running a 74 Cadillac.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a 4-speed in that.
Did a 74 Caddy come with a 4-speed?
I'm guarantee there were some Impalas out there that did.
So there is that.
I'm just saying that you're going to have that. And I like to talk about that shit because everybody's thinking it.
As soon as that rule set came out,
%.
the first motherfucker that read it said,
what about a 4-speed?
My interpretation is this. Just like you said. That was the first thing you said, 4-speed.
Uh-huh.
how many other average dudes are doing the same shit right now?
Well, I mean, everybody thinks about that shit, especially if you're into this shit. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. Every time you sit down and read a set of rules, you try to beat them.
Yeah.
That's almost the name of the game.
It's like the GPS. Siri, you said I'm getting there in 36. Fucking
fuck you. 28. Here I come.
It's on now. But now it's the game.
It's all. I mean, everybody's looking for that advantage, and they're also looking to make somebody change something. I mean, they want to prove somebody else wrong.
Correct.
Because this is a builder sport. We've talked about it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people start getting, and I'm not going to sit here and say butthurt, but upset.
Because if they want to fix all that shit, and I've said this before, and I'll have people that bounce back on what I say right now, because I fucking thought about it in the stock class even, because I did some searching, I did some looking. Everybody's pissed off about the thick cases. Well, everybody's rebuttal is the 4-speed.
Mm-hmm.
Give everybody a fucking tranny brace. There you go. Go get one off the fucking internet for $300 used. Bolt your fucking tranny brace on it, lock it in. Break your block if you want. I don't give a fuck.
That's what's going to happen.
Do with it.
Yeah, you're going to break shit.
But that's fine. Well, there's your there's your fucking salvation right there.
Yep.
It'll fix it all.
Doesn't matter what case you got.
Nope. Go get you a tranny brace.
You know,
but I spent fucking $4,000 on this goddamn thick case. I'm sorry. That guy couldn't afford it, so I gave him a tranny brace. Same fucking thing.
It is the same thing.
In my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to catch some shit for that.
I don't care.
I mean, factory bill to ultra bill to merit bill.
Every time I'll be like, hey, I'm just trying to help you save some money. Don't have to buy another one of those thick cases. Now you can have multiple setups with multiple, because you could buy fucking 5 tranny braces for what it costs for a thick case.
Yes. Yeah. And then you take that case, that same thick case, and you take it to GHE, or you take it to Jake Reed, or you take it to whoever. Yeah, you don't want to break the shit. Yeah, I mean,
but I'm just saying, like, there's how you beat that rule. I mean, you don't have to fight about it no more. Run your 4-speed.
Mm-hmm.
Run your thick case.
Yeah.
Run your fucking, run your Turbo 400 with a brace on.
Mm-hmm.
And then break your block. And then, in 2 years, we can start putting full cradles on them in the stock class. And then we'll be right the fuck back where we started 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can back them all back down to nothing but stock shit again.
Yep. Just that full rotation.
Yeah, we can do it again.
It's just a revolving door. That's all it is.
Because in the last year, I've already watched them let them have 8 lugs again.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing thick cases. There's going to have to be a solution for that. So it'll be tranny braces. I mean, you can almost mark my words. That's what it'll be.
Everybody start letting the lower cradles.
So,
the lowers.
And then next year, everybody will be like, well, we're running 8 lugs already. And fuck it, let them have braced 5 lugs.
Factory 8 or braced 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you'll see that. And then they'll be like, well, we're breaking blocks and shit. We need a cradle. Well, you can run a 1/2 inch. Nothing more than a 1/2 inch.
1/2 inch T1. You might as well build a fucking tank out of them.
Uh-huh.
And then it'll be, now we can take factory suspension, factory spindles.
We're losing wheels now.
So now we're going to let you brace them.
Right.
They still have to be factory. They can't be the Ski or the Adam Williams.
Put a piece of angline on the
Yep. We're going to let you brace from top to bottom.
That's how that shit goes. And that's what I always told everybody when they ever want me to let more on the gut and go side. I was like, no. Not fucking doing it.
Open up a can of worms. That's all it does. Because me and you had talked about that. My whole deal with the gut and go was the bumpers.
Yes.
All these, we got to stop this motherfucker 25 times because people drop bumpers off. And I said, can we let? No.
No.
because they're going to ask for something else. As soon as you give them this, they're going to ask for this.
Well, it wasn't 2 shows after we let them have a fucking header that I had one show up with a header protector on it. And I was like, nope. Go cut the motherfucker off.
Yep.
Well, it's welded to my header. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Cut the header off. I don't care. Whatever. You're cutting the fucking header protector off of it.
Yep.
Well, I've got $240 in that thing. Should have left the fucking stock manifold on. Like I tried to get you all to do all fucking year.
Yep. Yeah, it's just, they always just want one more thing.
Well, yeah, and I do too. I mean, it's not just them; it's me too. I mean, because just like that car, it needs more plates. Well, just give me a couple more. That's all I need. I can run it one more time. Just need a couple more plates.
Well, what do they always say?
X amount.
What do they always say? Better to ask forgiveness and permission.
Faux show.
So that's just kind of what we're seeing. I mean, we do get to see a lot, but seeing people realize that there is an issue and they're backing up, they're implementing different people. Because if a lot of guys don't know, Danny Hobbs will tell you exactly what the fuck he's thinking. Mm-hmm. He doesn't hold anything back. He doesn't sugarcoat it. We had an issue with the boys' van at Madison about a fuel tank. First thing Danny said, he goes, "Where's it at?" It's in front of the rear end. All good. So I had a couple saying, hell yes, no problem. Then I had a other couple. And that's why
But then that car count implement come into fucking factor.
Oh, yes. When there was
all these motherfuckers, or are we going to let them run?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, good to see him step back, regroup, maybe solve some issues.
I had a couple questions about my car. I knew how I wanted to fix it. But I called Dalen, I called Cody, I talked to Junior, I told him what was going on, and I said, how do you all want me to fix it?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Well, they let me fix it kind of the way I wanted to.
A little bit of what you wanted and a little bit of what they wanted cohered and stuck in the middle.
But now it's fixed.
Correct.
And whenever I get there, I don't have them being like, well, why the fuck did you do that? I called. One phone call.
Yep. Done deal.
Because I don't know if people have noticed or not, but I don't like going to these shows and working on a car. Like, I mean, I'll do my little bullshit, that everybody's got to do. It's whatever. But if somebody gives me a 4-hour cut list, put the motherfucker back on the trailer.
Bingo.
I ain't doing it.
100 fucking degrees outside.
Not happening.
Not happening. No.
And I really enjoy the sport. I know that everybody's been giving me shit this year. I've run more this year than I have ever.
Yep.
I'm usually fucking once every year or every year and a half, whatever. I'll run one show or whatever.
Yeah.
So, this will be show number 4 this year for me. And I haven't had to do a whole fuckload of work at these shows, and I'm good with it.
Well, you can still rule interpret.
Well, on my build, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But on the repair bullshit, we had so many people just fucking go above and beyond. Fuck, dude, just call us. We could have saved you so much work, and it probably would have been better.
Yep. There's those instances. As Austin Schaefer at Shelbina last year, his shit was used the fuck up, and he tried everything possible to get one more out of it. But he still had to fix there.
Right.
But I don't. There's those certain instances where I don't know if there is
Well,
a
I would've told him
perfect
to jump the
solution.
fucking car.
Oh, I would have too. But hometown show.
Well, and Sidney Weirs was the same way.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
That
Horrible.
was- I mean, I give the dude credit for bringing it.
And not leaving it at the shop. Yeah.
And that's what he said whenever he got there. He's like, dude, I know there's some shit on here you're not going to like, but after you look at it,
You'll see why.
yeah.
I mean, the boxes were concave. They were crushed.
Twisted. Fucking. The Z box had turned into an S. It was just insane.
Yeah, it was supposed to be kind of flattish on the top, and it went down
Yeah,
like
fuck
4
it.
inches.
That was insane.
Yeah.
And it was weird because, like, the front rail still looked decent-ish for what the fucking boxes and everything back there look like.
Yeah, once you got to the control arms back, that just started doing stupid shit. Yeah, you know, we always say rule interpretation, make that phone call, see what you got to do.
Well, it just saves you time in the long run. And I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, I'm not fucking doing that. I've seen what they've let in. I'm going to build the motherfucker how I want. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
That was the conversation after Madison.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because all bullshit aside, I was underbuilt as fuck for that show.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Which, I mean, I've been underbuilt everywhere I've went except for Whiskey City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But guys are trying to, like I said, guys are trying to implement the correct people in the correct places and the correct rules. And I'm still not going to sit here and say it's the correct rules.
Right. Well, and another thing that I will add to that is this isn't just a Missouri issue.
Oh, no.
Because I've talked to people in Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, everybody. It all comes down to the same issue. It is diversity of rules and inconsistency between promoters. And I don't have a crystal clear answer to how to fix that.
No. Unless everybody can just hold the fuck up. But it's still going to be a pissing contest.
Then you've still got human error in there. Because you and your tech's interpretation of the same rules are going to be different than me and my tech's interpretation of those rules.
Yes.
But if all the rules are real fucking close, there shouldn't be a reason that you can't fix or make the adjustments at the show to run anywhere if they're all the same.
Which me and you had conversed after I got back from Nebraska, that Jacob Prusman's 448 class, the one like that Cody Pete ran
Right.
up there, that was a killer class.
Yeah.
I mean, you had 03s, you had 98 to 02s, you had old iron, but what you could and couldn't do to them, it was a little bit more than like a hobo build, but it wasn't quite our stock from last year. So you can get, a couple runs out of a car, and they had I think they had 24.
From people around here, they like our stock rules.
Uh-huh.
Because that's whenever I pulled into Madison, they said, well, what'd you build this car to? So I couldn't find your fucking rules, so I built it to mine.
And now I think people are trying to stop the inevitable. So, without giving up too much, me and you have talked. Everybody knows what people are doing to these cars. It's hard to do that when you can't put a plate on it.
And stay within, I'm not even going to say anymore on that.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you can't have plates fresh,
Right.
that changes how that person's going to build that car. So I get that the other day of wanting to make it where they can't do that. If you're giving them a plate, they're going to use it.
But,
Period.
on the same token, that's where you run into not being able to make those decisions. Oh, if you don't give them the plates fresh and a fucking pre-run car has 6 on it.
How many times have you heard that? I will not take a fucking fresh car if they're allowing pre-runs. Not happening.
Not without plates on it.
Correct.
And I get it.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you how many plates were on my car whenever we went to Madison. And that it didn't need.
But you still put them on it. You still put them on it.
You're fucking ain't right.
That's like having
I need 10 plates, but if you give me 10 plates, I'm going to use 10 fucking plates.
Yep.
That's what a couple guys that were out there whenever we was finishing my car up for Madison. They were like, hey, why are you putting all your plates on? Because I can. Because I gave them to me.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just...
We've tried it.
Yeah.
We fucking tried it.
Yeah. How many... Well, you've had guys that come up and they're like, dude, I've got a fresh one, but I'm not bringing it. Why? Well, I'm not bringing a fresh car with no plates against them 6 with plates. It's like they'll junk my shit.
And they would have.
Twice.
Because you can't tell me, well, I nosed my car up. We put 6 plates on it. Taco plated a Ford. And then you're running against a non-gusset car with no plates on it. Fuck you.
It's going to be junk in about 5 shots.
Hey, suck the backside of my dick.
From the back. But
nobody's going to have fucking answers for that.
No. And I told you, that's the text message I got, is like, if all these promoters would get everybody on the same page, there would be cars everywhere.
Yeah, you still don't have issues.
Correct, because our techs would have judged different than Tommy Stark at Lucky Sevens. Lucky Sevens would be different than Paul Smith. Paul Smith would be different than Josh Wagner. Josh Wagner would be different than Austin Johnson. It's a rotating door.
Yep.
Unless
it'll never be fixed. That's why you've either got to come in and...
There's only one fucking way to be fixed. Period.
One person take over.
One person take over and have the same text for every show around. That's the only fucking way. And I don't think that would fix it.
And I don't want to meet the motherfucker that is capable of doing that.
Oh,
because
hell
they
no.
Right in the fucking head.
We talked to Tim Clark Jr. They went from 52 to 44 to 37 or whatever. 37 derbies in one from March to November. 37. I was ready to shoot people at 7. From a fucking water tower.
Ready to shoot people about 3.
The first one was good, and it just started getting worse.
Yeah. If every show could go like Mother's Day did, I'd be way okay with that. Day of.
Day of.
That morning was rough.
Every morning at a derby's rough.
Oh, yes. Well, usually we're not there in the mornings.
Whenever we were all standing out in the middle of the track at 11:30, and that motherfucker was over, we were writing checks, handing trophies out. It went phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
For what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got guys around here, and they know who they are, that had 35, 40 cars and couldn't get their derby over by
midnight.
By midnight. And we did it with 150. And a team show.
And it almost killed us.
Right.
We have said that multiple times. If you're willing to...
If you want to put in the fucking work, and you're stupid enough to take the amount of pride into what you're doing that we did, you can make it work. That's just like I said after Halloween last year. I was fucking over it, and the pride factor wasn't there anymore. I was showing up just to get it over with.
Yep. Yeah.
And that's no bueno.
None, zero, zilch. But,
There was a Derby in Green Valley, too, I think.
well, I saw no numbers.
I did. I think there was 31 cars there.
Was there?
Something of that sort.
We talked.
And I think they got wet up there.
Did they? We do know Shelbina is MJS has got Shelbina on the 15th of July. Higbee has got another one on the same day.
On the 15th?
Yes, sir.
That probably wasn't smart on their part.
Probably not, but sometimes it's them other people that don't get to make the decision
Right.
of when that time is and all that stuff. But like we had talked.
Well, and I'm not talking promoter on that one either. What I'm talking is Shelbine has got a badass track, badass pits, badass seating, badass beer garden.
Badass beer garden.
I'm just saying, if somebody was like, "Hey, Steve, you want to go watch Higbee, or do you want to go watch Shelbina?" I'm gonna be like, "Well, Shelbina."
Where's the beer wagon at?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Shelbina because I can go up there, watch a bad motherfucking derby on a badass track, because that is a big nasty bitch.
Yep. With great people to work with.
Oh, fucking A.
Great
Kendrick
people.
and those guys are fucking phenomenal.
Yep. Aaron, Phil, Dan Rubison.
Oh, dude.
I mean, they just
Anything you want.
good food,
Yeah.
good beer.
The fucking crowd shows up too, buddy.
Oh, I don't know. We've talked about that.
You could have a 6-car derby up there, and them motherfuckers in them stands will be wild.
The last year that R&R was there was seriously 16 cars. In every class, 16. You couldn't fit another fucking person in the stands.
That's that beer garden.
It was over at 9
right.
and started at 7:30, but it's that
That place
it's
is
the
fucking
atmosphere.
supportive.
Yes, it's the atmosphere. It's that thing, growing up around there, watching, the Schaefers and the Morgans and the McEwens and the Mayhaffies, they get it the fuck on from start. They didn't care. They would junk their shit in the heat. There'd be 40 big cars, 50 big cars.
I'm just telling you, if you're wanting to watch the show, and I'm not just saying the Derby, I'm talking from when you show up, because they've always got other shit going on.
Yeah.
Whether it be bounce houses out back,
Barbecue contest.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
There's always shit going on down there. And the fucking beer garden, I don't know if I mentioned that.
I'm going to give them a heads up. I believe it's $20 for 7 beer tickets.
Yep.
So $40, you can drink 14 cold.
Motherfucking beers.
Cold.
With music.
With the DJ going.
Sitting here talking about Shelbina Derby, I don't know that I've ever had to watch the cops run through the crowd there.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
I've never seen it get. I've never. We put on how many shows up there?
2 years in a row.
Yeah. And never once had to be like, "Hey, we need the cops." Mm-mm. No, because everybody's there to have a good fucking time. There's so much shit going on that why would you fight? I mean,
Yeah.
we've got a beer garden that is second to none. I don't know if you've heard about that.
But what was cool, which they have started implementing earlier start times.
Fucking A, they have.
So
What'd
you're
we
not
tell 'em? What'd we tell them?
game on.
Because they were like,
Mhm.
"How can we make this?" I was like, "Well, fucking start it early." Well, we've just always started it at 7. I was like, "Fuck that." Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's hot out. It's going to be hot at 7 if it's hot at 5.
Oh, yeah. And it's going to be hot at 9 if it's going to be hot at 7.
Yeah. So, come the fuck on with it.
So why not give your people a little bit more time to go spend some more money at that beer garden, have a little bit better time of partying and taking in the music and
A
relaxing.
good derby is over at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
10:30, 11 o'clock.
that's starting at 7.
Yeah.
Now they're starting it at 5.
Uh-huh.
So
And
it
if you
should.
get it over at 9:30,
Yep,
then you go over. The DJ turns it up louder.
yep.
they get more cold beer out of the already cold trailer and put it in the colder coolers.
And it's all being handed out by the Shelbyville Moonshiners,
Yes, sir.
who I promise you know how to party.
Yeah, because they'll drink a beer with you.
Yes, they will.
They'll get on the bar.
They will get on the bar with you.
Yes, they will.
Not to try to take away from Higby, but I would way rather go to Showline.
That's where we'll be.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I'm going to announce for a little bit, and then I'll go back over the big room just to make sure everything's going okay.
So, I mean, there's a pretty good list of just 2 weeks.
Local shit.
I mean, that's
Local
four.
bullshit.
That's 4 shows. Four shows, yeah.
Yeah.
Not counting the 3 or the 2 extra ones at Lucky Sevens on Thursday and Friday. So if you're into the bump and run stuff or the figure 8 stuff, they've got those on Thursday and Friday as well.
And then on the next episode, we will cap up and start launching on some of this big show shit that's coming up.
Yep.
Because it's about to fucking pop off again. Some more.
Samoa.
Because it looks like toward the end of July and then August, there's some big shit going down.
Yeah, and then it's going to run right into September with Metal Mayhem and
all leading to that road to Blizzard Bash and where are we going?
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Yes, sir.
Gold Rush.
So, I mean, that's where we're all racing to anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're getting down to Blizzard Bash, Gold Rush. You know, there's already cars pulled in for that.
Yeah, my whole week of Snapchats is cleaning shop out, getting ready to pull South Dakota, or getting ready to pull Blizzard Bash.
Yeah, because I talked to you the other day. I'm hoping that my shit, like I said, I'm going to let Daniel run the motherfucker in Shobina because he's helped build it. He's been there working on it. Fuck it, let him finish it off.
We're going to find out, like what we talked about the other day. Is it going to be one of them fuck that ideas? Or is it going to be, okay, now we're going to do some my shit, you know?
Yeah, because I want to get the shit jerked out of that car, and then I've got that other car. I'm going to slap all the shit in it and hopefully finish up the year. I'd like to run 2 or 3 more times this year. Because if everything works out the way I want, I'm going to have to fucking put on a couple shows next year, and that'll probably slow me down again.
I told you, I'll announce them.
All I'm doing is 2. That's it.
I think that's all because I did kind of tell somebody sitting next to me that I have zero intentions of announcing next year.
Right.
He said that last year.
I think I've said that like the last couple years, but because where we're at, I want to be able to. I don't have to worry about nothing here, unless you're running it or the boys running it or something like that. If I want to take off and go to T-Bone for a weekend, guess what? It's the same fucking weekend as Madison. Yeah. But if I don't have to announce Madison, or I don't have to announce Showbine, or I don't have to announce here or there, I can go to those places.
I think you know me well enough that if I schedule 2 shows next year, there won't be shit going on that you want to be at besides what I've got going on. Because if I do what I'm trying to do next year, TSL will be there. And the other one will be before Blizzard Bash and all that shit pops off. And ain't nothing else going on. Because unlike some other people, I don't try to stack my shit on top of somebody else.
No.
It's bad business.
Yeah, we've said that so much, they're cutting their own throats doing it.
It's like all these fireworks shows. What the fuck? Everybody's having them on the same day.
Yeah, if you could have them, big one on Saturday, big one on Sunday, big one on Monday, big one on Tuesday, you're not stepping on each other's toes. They're all on different days.
It's like everybody wants to do it on the 4th or some shit.
Ought to be mandatory. Everybody gets the day after 4th of July off.
Oh, God. I found that post that I fucking shared last year that said, will everybody please keep their their dogs and stuff quiet because some of us have to stay up all night shooting off fireworks.
Alan Brown shared it this year, so man, there is some big stuff coming. Other than just the local shows.
Well, yeah, I'm glad everybody stuck with us though, listening to the local shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now you know what's going on in central northeast Missouri.
Yep. I don't know. I haven't decided if I might go to Eldon Saturday to watch. I don't know.
I don't know. I have to do something. There's something I have to do.
Bale hay.
I hope I'm done this week. As soon as we hit the fucking stop button on this, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, we touched off on Huntsville, got that done. Like I said, congrats to you and congrats to.
Shit, I woke up Sunday and just pissed. Excellent.
Did they interview you?
No.
I'll say, did you know what to do with your hands?
Fuck.
But congrats to everybody. Congrats. Good luck running this week. If you're doing some stuff down at Eldon for the Miller County Fair, or you're just getting ready for Lewistown or Shelbina or wherever, So, good luck to all. Well, got any last words?
Nope.
Make junk, boys.